All right, let's imagine your company gets a government charter, not just to do business, but a charter with a few imperial clauses. Clauses that give you the right to build forts, administer justice, and wage war. This isn't some dystopian sci-fi plot. It's the origin story of the East India Company, founded on the last day of the year 1600. Think of it as the ultimate startup. Its mandate was simple: trade. But its business model quickly became something else entirely: statecraft by contract. For about 150 years, it set up trading posts in India. But then came the pivot. In 1757, at the Battle of Plassey, company troops defeated a local ruler and cracked open Bengal, the richest province in the country. 8 years later, after another victory, the company was granted the Diwani. That's the right to collect land taxes. Let that sink in. A publicly traded corporation, listed on the London Stock Exchange, was now collecting taxes from millions of people. Forget stock buybacks, this was the ultimate way to boost revenue. The companies started paying for Indian goods with Indian tax money. A perfect closed loop.
To enforce this new business model, it needed more than security guards. By 1803, its private army had swelled to 260,000 soldiers. For comparison, that was double the size of the entire British Army at the time. A corporation with an army twice as big as its own countries. So what happens when a profit-driven corporation runs a territory? In 1769, Bengal was hit by a catastrophic famine. The company's revenue collapsed. The crisis rippled back to London. Its stock price plummeted, and it faced total bankruptcy. This merchant state had become too big to fail. So, naturally, the British government bailed it out. The rescue plan included a clever little piece of legislation called the Tea Act of 1773. It was designed to help the company offload its massive surplus of tea directly to the American colonies. That December, colonists in Boston threw 342 chests of this bailout tea into the harbor. The damage? About $1.7 million in today's money, a rounding error on a modern corporate balance sheet. But back then, a company's liquidity problem lit the fuse for the American Revolution. The company's most audacious move was yet to come. By the early 1800s, Britain was hooked on Chinese tea. But the Chinese only wanted one thing in payment: silver.
This trade deficit was killing the British economy. The company's solution was a brutal, elegant trade hack. It used its control of India to grow opium, tons of it, which was then smuggled into China by private traders. The silver they got for the opium was used to buy tea. The entire British tea habit was now being financed by a state-sanctioned drug trade. When China tried to shut it down, Britain, pushed by the company, went to war, twice, all to keep the silver for opium for tea triangle flowing. Think about that. Foreign policy, driven by a need to balance the books for a single commodity. Eventually, after a massive rebellion in 1857, the British Crown had to step in and nationalize its rogue corporation. The company was dissolved in 1874. But here's the thing. When a company acts like a state for 200 years, it doesn't just disappear. It leaves behind its operating system, its laws, its courts, its tax systems. Its ghost still haunts the machine. The politician Edmund Burke said it best. He called the company a state in the disguise of a merchant. It's a chillingly modern idea. It forces you to look around and ask, who's wearing the disguise today? Now, if you liked this video, I have another one for you.